Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, Steve. So there's 3,000, a few good names in here, and we'll call them as they get away, but they're in the starters' hands for our fastest heat of the men's 3,000 metres. So we've got Jared Clifford here from Diamond Valley, of course the Paralympic 1,500 metre star, world record holder. In fact, you've got Liam Cashett of Western Athletics, Sean Tobin in this field here, Nick Baggett of Box Hill, Andrew Buchanan, Bendigo University, very good over the cross-country distance in 5,000. Andre Waring of Box Hill, Isaac Hockey, Melbourne University, had a good win on the 8 the other day. Jack Bruce of Queensland amongst the field here, and Ollie Raymond. Ollie Raymond, tell me which states he's from, Mitch, I can't remember, Ollie.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think he may be a South Australian athlete. I'm not completely sure.
One of the team tempo runners possibly, but look,
I could be wrong there.
We've got a really quality field in here. We might need to wander across to Crosby at some stage and confirm a couple of the runners, but out in front it's Tom Thorpe setting the tempo.
Yeah, and these boys are just going to want to find a pace really early there. They're Irish Hammer in Sean Tobin, an Old Miss product, and also Arkansas Razorback in Jack Bruce there. So they're going to roll through the first lap, and I reckon around about that 64, 65 mark. So we're well and truly on for a fast pace there. Andre Waring going to be the one who's going to sit in 4th place there, and Jared Clifford, 2-time world champion, is going to sit there in 2nd place. So these boys are not going to spot each other a lot of room. Isaac Hockey also at the back of that pack there, an extremely accomplished runner. So we have a field of elite athletes here, and they're all just going to size each other up, feel each other out here. Tom Thorpe looking really comfortable in the front in that green singlet, a beautiful green there. It actually complements him extremely well. The Razorback on the right shoulder of Jack Bruce, and he's more than happy to sit off the back of that ballsy. So they're about to roll past you. How are they looking down there? They look pretty comfortable.
It's a really good tempo here to see Isaac Hockey sitting comfortably at the back of the group with his 1:48 just the other night. Over 800 metres. He looks really good, and I think the tempo is just perfect for the boys to run fast. Again, there's some cash incentive to go under that 8 minutes. Last year we saw Harry Summers go really fast here over that 3,000, but these boys tonight have set a tempo that, you know, at 64 seconds I'll be pretty happy with.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe Tobin also dipped under the 8-minute mark here last year. So famously, I think Harry Summers was around about that 7:51, 7:52. We had a few boys roll through underneath that 8-minute mark. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of that tonight. Tom Thorpe trying to certainly do his best to make sure that we see a great night of racing. Nick Baggett there flying the flag of the Box Hill colours. Also Andre wearing a Box Hill boy with the Deneen runner singlet on. So Tom Thorpe doing an extremely good job. I can't stress how hard this sort of pace is to do. So thank you, Tom Thorpe. And Isaac Hockey, he looks like he's just cruising at the back here. He's more than happy to spot 5-10 metres of distance so long as he can just rally off the back. So 2:43, 2:44, around about that time there, Nick, through the first K. And there's a lot of boys looking really comfortable, and it'll be interesting to see who makes the move first. Andy Buchanan looking really good in the middle of that.
That's right. I mean, in there now, Andre Waring, the one that's moving up. He won, of course, the Graham Crouch 1,500 here at the White Horse Twilight. He's the one that's gone up now into 2nd on the track. Ollie Raymond then amongst the field. Jared Clifford, we know he sits on that rail and hugs that rail pretty tight. It's the best way for him to get a good sight on it. Of course, for those who are unaware, I don't know how you could be unaware, but Jared Clifford is our world champion, world record holding Paralympian, of course visually impaired from Diamond Valley, and he mixes it with the best of athletes around the world, able-bodied or Paralympic athletes. So right now it is a really tight group here. As I said, it's a small, not a big field for our A race, but there's lots of class in there. The one I haven't called all at the moment, sitting just 2nd from the back, of course, is Liam Cashin. So in the Western A's colours. But they come through here now. Jack Bruce, he's a big man to run around here. I don't think we've seen a man this tall run around since Craig Mottram led 3,000 metre fields.
No, probably not, Wolsey. He is a tall timber out there, Jack Bruce, and he's looking pretty comfortable in that New Balance kit. But Andre Waring, he's just going to tuck in nicely there. He's just going to go, hey, Jack, you keep ticking those noodles over in front, mate. I'll just break the wind. He's going to sit really nicely, and it's Sean Tobin, who was actually under that 8-minute mark, as I said earlier, last year in this event. So he's now going to make his presence felt. I think 2 Melbourne Track Club or Dublin Track Club as well there for Sean Tobin. So they're going to partner up there, these two, and now maybe they start to ask a question. And the man who's moved from last to first, or third, I should say, sorry, is Isaac Hockey. Andre Waring not done with yet, and as I said, Andy Buchanan, an absolute elite talent. A few-time national champion there in cross-country, so he's definitely got the range. We'll see if he has the legs and if he can tick him over. But Isaac Hockey, I think, is looking extremely comfortable in 4th place. Sean Tobin maybe about to make a move here to take some of the lead from Jack Bruce, who's done a lot of the work, and he does that right now.
So the word I've just got is that Sean Tobin, who's now hit the lead, he's the Irishman. He's fresh off winning the Irish Road Championships last week, or in the last couple of weeks. So Sean Tobin comes back to Australia with some seriously good form, having had a Road Championship win over there. Jack Bruce, the tall man, in second. Isaac Hockey now winds his way up in the third in the Melbourne University colours. Andre Waring hanging on strong. As I said, been very proficient over the 1500 this season. And Andy Buchanan in fifth. Very gutsy cross-country runner, but the pace at the moment over this shorter distance might be challenging. Liam Cashin leads the next group through with Raymond, Baggett and also Clifford. 5:22 at 2K. Thanks for that, Tom Thorpe.
And great pacing there, Thorpe. Well done. But Sean Tobin now, he starts to stretch his legs out, the man from Dublin. And he's looking extremely comfortable. He's obviously come over to benefit from the Australian summer, and he's looking very fit and very relaxed with the half tights on, Sean Tobin. So we'll see if Bruce can sort of latch back on there. We don't want that band to snap. And Isaac Hockey still working his way through. Andre Waring and Andy Buchanan, maybe they can work with each other and make their way up the field. But it looks like Sean Tobin's even starting to ask a few more questions of this field. He's already broken them up once before. He went twice again, third time lucky. We'll see if he can get rid of Bruce here, but it doesn't look like he's going too far. He's maybe put a few metres into him, but could be easy to claw it back if he's gone too soon. But Sean Tobin looking really good. He benefited from running this last year, Wolsey, and we'll see if he can go one better. Harry Summers took the win last year.
I'll tell you what, it'd be tough coming back, I reckon, from that European winter running over there in Ireland, hitting the 35-degree night it is here at the Box Hill track. It has gone, the track's now in the shade thanks to the sun dropping behind, but it's still a stinking hot night. There aren't many redhead Irishmen who love this sort of heat typically. So Tobin out in front, Jack Bruce. I tell you what, I thought he was gone a couple of laps ago, but he hasn't dropped that far off. It is Isaac Hockey fighting through in third, Andy Buchanan fourth, Andre Waring, Ollie Raymond, Liam Cashin, Nick Baggett and also Jared Clifford. But Sean Tobin, he's going to come through with a bell here. He wants to go sub 8 minutes. He's a big chance. He's going to go well under that if he keeps this pace up. 6:55 at the bell. We might look at those incentives, Mitch. Might pull those incentive times up again. 8 minutes, I think, is 125. Let's find out what $500, what time he needs for that. I'll give you the last 200 metres when you give me the incentives. Sean Tobin out in front. Jack Bruce fighting hard. You go with it in a minute, Mitch. Isaac Hockey next. Andre Waring chasing Andy Buchanan. Ollie Raymond finding another gear. Ashen, Baggett and Clifford. But it's all yours with 200 to go.
752 or under. He's got $500 in his back pocket here, Sean Tobin. Jack Bruce still hasn't gone anywhere either from that last lap. 200 metres to go, and I didn't quite see the split, so hopefully he's under it. But I'll tell you what, I've heard louder libraries than this. Hopefully this crowd can lift as Sean Tobin rolls around. 150 metres to go, the man from Ireland. He couldn't get it done last year, but it looks like nothing's going to stop him getting it done this year. If you're on the home straight, make some noise because he's worked extremely hard for this one. 100 metres to go. He's on that 7:40, 7:50 mark now, so he could still go under the 8 minutes. Let's pull him through now, ladies and gentlemen. 56, 57, 58, 59, so he's just going to go under. Well done, Sean Tobin. Jack Bruce there. 8:03, Isaac Hockey bided his time as well. He's going to roll under the 8:10 and 8:07. And now we see Andy Buchanan roll through. Andre Waring, Liam Cashin also done some late work. Fantastic to see Nick Baggett and Jared Clifford. Well, he has that never say die attitude, and they're over the line now, Nick. He couldn't quite get there for the 7:52, but under the 8 minutes nonetheless. And as you said, 35 degrees isn't easy to stroll into.
Look, it wasn't quite the cash incentive that'll get a return flight for Sean Tobin. It might get him a luggage upgrade, the $125 I think he scored there.